Good afternoon, Valiants. Port Vale come off the back of yesterday's performance against Leyton Orient with a 1-0 defeat, although it could have easily been more given the quality of the defending. More news has come with the open letter from Carroll, showing unwavering support for David Flitcroft, and Mark Kennedy being seen at the game last night, and subsequently overtaking Gareth Ainsworth as the favourite at the bookies. As was expected, the Vale lined up with a 3-5-2, Flitcroft still having an influence over the style of football. Clearly, I wasn't really expecting Will Ryder to have a different type of play. I've seen some more debate about why Flitcroft hasn't stepped up himself, and whilst it's not his job and he is director of football and he's not obliged to step up and be the manager, if he truly does believe in the squad and the quality of the squad and believe in his philosophy of football and its ability to keep us in League One, surely you should be the person to maintain this style of play most effectively when we're in a relegation battle. In the first half, I thought the play was relatively back and forth, and on from about the 35th minute mark, we looked as though we were good on the ball. Laporta was challenging, the referee wasn't giving fouls. Tom Sang looked like he was dangerous on the right-hand side. Wilson seemed to have kicked into gear. Chislett was moving with the ball. Shorrock had a great chance. Ryan Loft was challenging and fighting for the ball, even if it was unsuccessfully. And defensively, we still did not look at all stable. But from the second half onwards, when our troubles really began, Orient looked fluid on the ball, played a good style. It was an excellent triggering of the offside trap to make it 1-0. And Vale were again the worst team for the third game in a row, and nothing makes me confident heading into Stevenage considering how good of a side they've been this season. For my first highlight, I've gone for the Chislett free kick. This was the earliest and largest opportunity of the game. It was a foul on Chislett by Jordan Brown 16 minutes in, which resulted in his booking, but Chislett sent the shot wide with conviction. Not hitting the target will disappoint him from that position, presumably. Secondly, there was their chance on the crossbar. Any other day and this has been converted, it's poor from their play not to put it in the back of the net. Really, we got really lucky with that one. My third highlight is their goal, an incisive pass leaving Sang for dead, leaves him one-on-one with the goalkeeper, good tidy finish, can't blame Ripley from that position, it's poorly orchestrated from the back line once again. Onto the player ratings now. Connor Ripley, I'm going to give him the same evaluation as I gave him against Fleetwood. He seems to be the only player who cares about the club. Apologise to the fans what's going on, plays well every week, was let down this week again by his defence after some great saves, and the official man of the match gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Onto the back line, Laporta, Lowe and Deborah. I've chucked all the back three into one category again today. I don't think any one of them particularly stood out other than maybe Laporta, but he was lucky not to have a booking for the challenges that he made. Defensively, we've been ropey again this season, and it's been going on for far too long, and it suggests that it just isn't working tactically. The whole back line gets a 3 out of 10, mainly because we didn't concede more, but we easily could have. Jack Shorrock played well tonight, got forward. We shouldn't have been relying on him really, but considering his age, he's doing exceptionally well. Misses from just outside the 6-yard box, which should be converted, but the bounce did leave it at an awkward height, and it's a chance that can be forgiven. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Tom Sang, much better for the first half than he previously has been in the midfield. Played out of the right as I predicted would happen, and I think that's his natural position and where he should be playing. He was caught out for the goal though. They were able to play an excellent ball to make it 1-0. That was the difference between a point, and therefore we're going to have to settle for a 5 out of 10. Jensen Weir, not really been visible on the pitch for the past few games, but his play alongside Ojo was better here today. Not really much happening due to his influence though, so I can't really give him any more than a 3 out of 10. Onto Ojo, played brilliant football in spells tonight. My personal man of the match, just slightly edging out Ripley. He hasn't been good at all since his return, but he was much better here tonight than he has been previously. Saw most of our chances and moments of good football. I've given him a 6.5 out of 10. Ethan Chislett, in a similar vein, was a lot better than he has been previously, being the creator of many of the chances, but was unable to make a real difference, not testing the goalkeeper like a Ben Garrity would in that same position. I've given him a 5 out of 10. Ryan Loft actually played relatively well. He was unable to make an influence in the box, but was chasing the ball being strong, similar to what Anuche might do if he was on the pitch. He was much better than he was against Fleetwood. I still don't think he's good enough, but I don't blame him for that. He was brought in to play football, so I blame the recruitment team. Not sure if he'll be out after the injury. Will Ryder was unsure when he gave his interview as he's not spoken to the medical staff, and with no other word from the club it means that he will likely be fit for the next game. For this game, I'll give him a 4 out of 10. James Wilson had a relatively alright game, not poor by any standards, was forced to remain on the pitch after the injury to Loft, didn't have much of an impact and it's hard to give him any more than a 3.5 out of 10. Quick honourable mention for the subs, Bailey De Pepper had a really good opportunity against the goalkeeper at the end of the game, and general good play considering his age. Dan Jones also made an appearance for the first time since September, which is positive for the football team. For the management and staff rating, we didn't have a real management team today. Everybody's left, so we need to recruit. So this section is going to be more about who I think we are going to recruit and what their stats are going to be like. Mark Kennedy was seen in the stands today. This has now made him the bookie's favourite for the job. He's outdone Gareth Ainsworth, who remains behind him, but now odds of 6-1 rather than 4-1. and I'm just going to give you a quick comparison of the coaching skills of the top two candidates based on their previous clubs. Mark Kennedy has most recently managed Lincoln City for 73 games, his record being 28 wins, 23 draws and 22 losses. His preferred formation is 3-4-3, meaning that we would have the best of both worlds with a 3 up front, allowing for players like Mighton, Massey and Plant to return to their natural position, and provide more of a goal threat as well as sticking with the wing-backs and 3 centre-halves that Flitcroft seems to prefer playing. Of course, this style of play might not be implemented at all and we might continue playing Flitcroft ball, but I think that this would be a happy compromise. Kennedy also has an average of 1.47 points per game, and whilst football doesn't work this way, taking that as an average for the next 18 fixtures for the Vale would mean that we would be on a total points tally of 56 by the end of the season. Gareth Ainsworth most recently managed QPR in the Championship and has a record with QPR of 5 wins, 4 draws and 19 losses, with an average of 0.68 goals per game, which doesn't suggest the greatest record. However, prior to this he was the manager of Wycombe Wanderers for over 10 years, managing for 505 games, winning 207, drawing 119 and losing 179. His preferred formation is a 4-2-3-1, which would also give us a front three, conserving the shape of the midfield but losing the back with 5 wing-backs. Weirdly, his average points per game is also exactly 1.47 during this time at Wycombe, which means that taking this as an average, and certainly not as a given, Vale would be finishing on 56 points with Ainsworth as well in the dugout, which is safely enough to keep us above the relegation zone. Overall, due to the fact that Ainsworth's most recent managerial role was poor and the fact he said the football was not a priority, I believe that Mark Kennedy would be a much greater candidate for the job. With his preferred formation being the best of both worlds and with the average received at Lincoln, a side that is certainly better than us and where we are aiming to be, it would be a good appointment for Vale to make. I therefore do believe that Mark Kennedy will be the next Vale manager, you heard it here first, for at least until the summer. If we are still in League One by then, Kennedy will have proven himself to be a good manager, but not to say that we shouldn't look for other options if they're available. Thanks for watching this video on the Railway Stand. Please like and subscribe to see more of the content on YouTube and as it happens over on our page on X. Make sure to follow on all our channels so you can see all the content that we have available for you coming out soon. And I want to say I appreciate the support that the Andy Crosby video received with over 200 views now. That's really amazing. Thank you very much. This has been the Railway Stand and goodbye for now.